When we last left off, 5 days a stranger, we were about to be stabbed. We don't want to be stabbed, so we clearly have to use the shower curtain. I had to say it because of a certain comment that was made. No, instead, we used the rug. Oh my god. Jim? Day 5. How is he? He's awake. He's fine. Doesn't remember anything, just like I didn't. Look, I was only sort of half believing this possession thing right now. But in the absence of better suggestion, I guess I'm going along with it. Have you been going over those books I was carrying? Yeah, and some texts on the occult. Apparently, if we want to destroy this thing, we have to get it back, get its spirit back into its old body. That'll make it quasi-mortal. It'd still be dangerous, but not unkillable. We have to find the body first. And to do that, we have to know who the ghost is. I've been thinking about this, and I have a fairly workable theory. Yes, I've got a couple of ideas about it myself. Right, well, the ghost is something to do with the appearance of Roderick and Matthew Defoe, right? The deaths and disappearances all started after that. Agreed. So what do you think? Well, we think that Sir Roderick had more than one son. Yes, because of what I read in Sir Roderick's diary. Exactly. He makes references to some monster he helped create, and he doesn't mean Matthew. And Matthew talks about another boy in the house, a boy behind the kitchen door. The manacles indicate that someone was kept imprisoned in the basement. Where do you think this other son came from? I want to hear what you think first. Well, based on what we've worked out so far, I think it's fairly safe to assume that Belinda Defoe gave birth to twins. I agree with that. I found Belinda's death certificate. She died about 20 minutes after Matthew was already out. I think it was the second son that did her in. Sir Roderick went practically insane with grief. Blamed the poor kid for her death, kept him locked in the basement, refused to even acknowledge his existence. Can you imagine what that must have been like for the boy? Growing up in a filthy grotto was like some kind of animal, given no education, no love. That boy would be completely retarded and insane. He probably couldn't tell the difference between one person and another. That's why he kills absolutely everyone who enters the house. He thinks they're all Sir Roderick, come to torment him some more. But what happened on that day 15 years later when Sir Roderick and Matthew disappeared? You found their corpses in the basement, so they were obviously murdered. The question is, how and why? Well, we think, based on things, that he went mad and tried to correct his mistake. Sir Roderick went mad and tried to kill him. Yes. Remember in Sir Roderick's diary, in the last entry? He talks about destroying the monster. He must have gotten really drunk, and it being the anniversary of Belinda's death didn't help. He went down to the basement and beat the poor kid to death. Half to death. Matthew found the body afterwards and tried to bandage him up. Matthew wasn't the sharpest tool in the box. His brother lived on for a bit longer. Long enough to get a mask and a machete and kill both his father and Matthew. Then he must have died of his wounds. Jesus. And we're going to try and destroy his ghost? None of anything that happened to him is his own fault. What little mind he had is no more. All he has now is hate. If we don't kill him, he'll kill us all. There's no reasoning with him. Suppose you're right. It's very sad, really. What will you do now? I'm going to find his body. Then I'm going to figure out how to bring his soul back to it and destroy him. Well, let me know if I can be of any help. I will. Good luck. Thanks. So, quest has been given. So I think the first thing we need to do is try and work out how to get his soul back in the body. Now, there are books on the occult here, somewhere. So let's see. It was over here, wasn't it? There we go. That's what we're after. Black magic this time. Must be something about summoning angry spirits in here. Okay, let's have a look at what we got. We have the Book of Black Magic. Black magic and necromancy. Murderous race and nigh indestructible when they can hop from body to body, but tying them down to their old bodies returns them to a partial mortality, a state in which they can be destroyed. Simply enough, place the spirit's original body in a place of fire and death, return it to its old clothes, and then read aloud the following passage, omitting nothing. Just a lot of magic gobbledygook here. When I want to read it out, I should use a book on myself. Warning, the summoning of a wraith will often bring forth other unquiet spirits who will haunt those who hold their possessions. Okay. Interesting then. Right. Let's go and have a chat, first of all, to Jim. See how he's coping. Mr. Trilby? Yes, Jim? Can I ask you a favor? Sure. I still have the mask and the apron and the knife from last night. Could you take them, throw them away for me? I really don't like having them around. Sure. Well, that helps, because that gives us, Thank you. No, thank you. Jim? Yes? How are you feeling? My head still hurts a bit, and I feel a bit woozy. Apart from that, I'm fine. What happened last night, exactly? Well, me and Miss Taylor were in the living room. Then this big man entered with a mask and tried to kill us with a big knife. We were able to get away, but then I heard Mr. Hardy screaming. Miss Taylor told me to wait here. A bit later, she came back and told me that it was you in the mask. I didn't really believe that. But she went off to guard something. Or keep something, guard something. Then I went to the trophy room and found this wooden idol thing on the floor. Next thing I remember, I was in the bathroom, and my head really hurt. Did I really try to kill you? No. But something did. For you. I don't like this place anymore, Mr. Trilby. You and me both. Right. So that's given us the clothes, the mask, and the machete. So let's go down and see if we can't nope. Can't do some things here, because we know we got the pile of salt. We also know where he sleeps, because obviously he was manacled up. He had no option but to sleep there. But we still need something to tie things together, because we don't actually have any string or anything. So let's go and ask... Actually, where are we? There we go. Let's talk to you while you're here. Simone? Trilby? How are you feeling? I feel a lot better once we get out of this madhouse. Fair enough. Scissors there. No, that's a dresser. I want... There we go. Right, we now have scissors. Which... Let's have a look at them. Fashion masks, coming in crimson. Leather apron. No, actually, let's go and just make sure of a few things. So we still have a news broadcast we haven't seen yet, so let's go with this. Budget. Now we can go to Peter Daltrey, reporting from the gates of a Defoe manor. Over the last couple of hours, a large number of police cars have gathered around the mansion grounds. I'm not exactly sure what the official position is. I've heard reference to a hiker hearing suspicious noises coming from the mansion over the last couple of nights. What's happening over there now, Peter? Well, since I arrived here, there have been 3 attempts to break down the front doors, all unsuccessful. I understand the authorities are still waiting to hear word from Michael Cheesham's office about getting hold of the key. The Defoe manor is, of course, reported to be the last known location of missing roomreader Simone Taylor. Afraid... nothing new there. Still, interesting to know what's going on outside. They're trying to get in. There's that darn idol. We still have the rifle up there. And... no, nothing here. I would imagine this is the place of fire and death, and in fact, the floor is now separately visible from there. It's the floor. But I assume there's a reason that's separately doable, so... okay. So now we just need to find his body. We know the white ritual, we just need something that actually ties things together. And the portrait is now completely gone. Blank canvas. Poor Philip. Alright. I suppose... there's a piece of scissors on the apron. Ah, okay, that looked good. Right, so we have a thin strip off that. So if we use this with the machete, then use this with the mask, and then we use this on the salt, we're getting somewhere. Right, so if we now use... where are we? Use the salting mask and machete on the chains. Guess this must be where he slept. He was changing these all the time. Right. Let's look at that. What's it pointing? Upwards. So not in the basement. Let's try then in here. Upwards. So on the second floor then. Nope. I would imagine the second floor anyway. Rather worryingly, it's in one of these rooms. If I just stand in front of this one, that'll eliminate 2 in one go. To the right. Yep, that'll do. Use look there, and to the right. Died in Sir Roderick's room? No, apparently he died in the bathroom. Under the rug, maybe? There could be the body underneath, but let's have a quick look here. No, directly down. This is probably going to be semi-exact, so we'll try now. South. Let's try now. Straight down. Can't cuff them with my bare hands. What do we do with a pickaxe? That was taken off me. So maybe it's a bit of a ridiculous use because you've already used it, but the only thing we could use is the machete, really. No, you don't want to use that on yourself. Can we unattach this now, or? We know where it is, it's just... there we go. Right, we worked something out in the video. If I can lever the floor up with the machete. Pay dirt. Well, these bones are pretty oddly shaped. I think this kid must have been born deformed. Well, we have the body, and we're just going to carry it around with us, because that's how we roll. So yeah, we're now carrying the body of the murderer. Well, I guess then we're done. And this is potentially then the end of the game. So what we're going to need to do is, because if it's going to happen in this room, then we obviously need the gun. So let's go with this then. Use remains on the floor. Guess this count of room as fire and death. Yep, there is fire and there is death here. Use apron on the remains. So I don't think I've improved his looks. Right, so let's pick up the gun. Well, this thing's heavier than it looks. I'm not carrying this around everywhere. Alright, you won't let me reselect anything. No, if I just resurrect him here, he's going to kill me. I can't leave the room with the gun, so I guess I need somebody to carry the gun. Also like this bit of music that's come in. Right. Simone? Trilby? Could you meet me in the trophy room? Do you have a plan? Yeah, I've got a plan. Okay then. Plan is we have you shoot while we do the ritual. In fact, can we now give the gun to you? Please don't shoot you, because that would be horrible. You hold on for this for me, Simone. Is this part of the plan? Or did you just get a kick out of seeing women with big guns? We'll leave that question unanswered. Please, Simone. Oh, alright. Right. So you're ready. Use the black book on Trilby. There goes nothing. In this hall of death, and by the light of Prometheus' gift, I call thee. Shaky bones, I bring thee thine gifts. I bring thee thy helm, that thou would be masked. I bring thee thy armor, that thou would be clothed. I bring thee thy sword, that thou will be armed. Come. And he's back. Shoot him now, please. What now? Trilby, what now? Yeah, you have a gun. Shoot. No, you have a gun. Shoot. What the? Really, Simone? Really? Right, give me 2 moments while I get back to that point, because... yeah. Really. Okay, let's finish this. Now you'll notice I have Jim here, and I haven't quite worked out why I need Jim, but if Simone won't fire the gun, I guess I have to ask Jim to do it. That doesn't... okay, Simone has to carry the gun. I could give Jim... well, that's the only item we haven't used yet since it was given to us, but... we'll get the spirit of... okay, we get the spirit of Matthew Defoe there. Okay, this could work. Hold on to this for me, Jim. Whatever you say. Okay, this should work this time. Black magic book on Mr. Trilby. And this time, will you at least shoot? Jesus Christ, what now? Trilby, what? You. I knew you were evil the moment you came into this world, demon child. May God forgive me for having a part in your creation. Why did you kill me, brother? I helped you when you were injured. I bandaged you when our father made his mistake. No mistake, young one. Now do you see why I tried to keep you away from this creature? It has no understanding of human ways. You're wrong, father. If you'd given him a chance to be normal... Cease your prattling, Matthew. It's time to put an end to the horror I unleashed. What are you doing, father? Father, no! Father! That was a rifle. I heard a talk. And yes, now would be a good time to make our leave. Miss Taylor, over here. What the hell's been going on in there? We've been trying to get in for hours, and suddenly the police catches fire, doors burst open, and you two... Us two? Where's Trilby? I thought he was right behind us. You're saying there's someone else in there? Trilby! Wait a second. Trilby, the cat burglar? Yes. Get someone in there. He could be in trouble. Maybe the ghost got him. Ghost? I think you two better come down to the station. But Trilby... Fire Brigade will find him if he's there. In the meantime, if you'd like to step this way... Death, of course, comes to us all. It came to Sir Roderick Defoe and his youngest son in the shape of each other. Was destroying the ghost the right thing to do? It was acting like any other dumb animal. Oh well. I guess he and his family have plenty of time to discuss it wherever they are. As for me, well, I have no complaints. I've lived a life many would consider out of the ordinary. And I have only one regret. Leaving Simone and Jim to explain it all to the police. It was hardly gentlemanly conduct for a gentleman thief. But I'm sure they'd understand that rushing into a field full of police officers wouldn't have been a good idea. It's going to be a long walk home, but I have some important matters to attend to. I have to track down my fence for one thing. Then I have to punch him very hard in the face. And this was 5 Days a Stranger by Ben Yahtzee Crosshaw. And you know what? It's not a bad game. Really not a bad game. And yeah, I thought some of the tracks were familiar. I've certainly used a few, played a few RPG games which have had these, so yeah. Anyway, and apparently is it for the credit sequence, so I shall say until next time. Now, I might do author commentary run through this, potentially. I'm definitely going to go through the author commentary next. Might upload that as well, but we'll see. Now, there are 3 other sequel games which I might get around to doing at some stage. I might not. But who knows? If there's enough people requesting it, I'll probably get around to it at some stage. So, 5 Days a Stranger, Special Edition. I'm Shadowhawk 2012. Until next time.